My name is Anita and I'm the International Coordinator of YouthRISE. YouthRISE is an international youth-led network and we are advocating for harm reduction and more humane drug policies for young people. We represent young people in drug policy discussions and decisions at local, national, regional and international levels as well. So we really want to empower young people and give them a voice and meaningful participation in these sorts of discussions that are affecting their lives. A harm reduction approach is important for young people because reality is that young people use drugs. So we need to approach the issue of young people and drug use in a much more pragmatic and evidence-based way. Current drug policies focus on prevention and a just say no approach. And I think traditionally there's been a lot of fear surrounding young people and drug use and harm reduction. And you know, there has been a fear of drug education because you know it's thought that if we're going to educate people about drugs, then it's going to encourage their use. So, you know, there's been this idea that we need to protect the innocence of youth, and thus not provide them with that honest education about the effects of drugs. Young people are at increased risk of experiencing drug-related harm. And this includes HIV and other infectious diseases. And despite all this strong evidence that young people need harm reduction and a more specific youth-friendly approach, policymakers and service providers and the international community generally fails to address the needs of young people. Most harm reduction services that do exist are also primarily designed by adults and for adult users. The other issue is that service providers are often untrained to provide appropriate services for young people. Young people around the world legally are unable to access a lot of harm reduction services that do exist. If they are able to access them, they require parental consent and the confidentiality is often not secured. And so this means that young people are not actually accessing those services. Their use is driven underground and this essentially makes harm reduction services not as effective as they should be. We want to continue being the voice of young people. We want to continue being the voice of young drug users and young people affected by drug use. So these are the sort of issues that we want to address at YouthRISE.